Welcome to installment number 221 of the Mitzvahs as enumerated by Maimonides, the Rambam. We have been discussing the different laws of impurity and what renders one impure. We discussed different animals, we've discussed various bodily emissions, and today we have one commandment, positive commandment 105, which talks about the emission of semen. When one has such an emission, they are rendered impure. Now, this might seem a bit strange. Why would that be the case? It's a natural occurrence, and why would this render a person impure? And really, this is very similar to a woman's menstrual cycle, and for the reasoning that she is impure when she menstruates. And really, the reason is that just like with menstruation, what happens is that there was the possibility for life to form, and it didn't. So in a certain sense, there's this certain like a loss of the possibility, of the potential for life. And the same is in this situation with the man, with his emission of semen, that the potential for life has been lost. And this is the reason for his impurity. But in addition, as we've discussed on numerous occasions, that our purpose on this earth is, yes, of course, to enjoy the physical pleasures, but more importantly is to turn this physicality into a spiritual dwelling for God, to turn it into a spiritual home, and to really leave it better and holier than the way we found it. And this particular pleasure really is one of the greatest pleasures of this physical earth. And this emission really symbolizes that one has their pleasure side of things has overpowered the spiritual side of things. And that's why they are impure until the following day, which gives them a little bit of time to think about it and to really clear their minds and think about what their purpose on this earth is and how they can perhaps behave in a more spiritual manner and doing everything in the service of God as opposed to for our own personal pleasure. So really this is, again, as we've said, impurity is not allowed. It is not prohibited to be impure. We never said it's prohibited. Rather, as we said in the days of the temple, there were certain consequences that once one was impure, there were certain steps that they needed to take in order to become pure again. If they wanted to have these certain privileges, like being in the temple, having certain holy sacrifices, those, in order to take part in these privileges, one had to be in a pure state, and therefore had certain steps that needed to be taken in order to get to that place. So, of course, we are all human, we are all natural, we have our natural urges and our natural desires, and that is fine, as long as we make sure that all of our desires and all our pleasures that we do are not just merely selfish, but rather they are there to help us in our service of God and in order to make us better, holier, more spiritual people. Have a wonderful day.